Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of The Catch. I'm Kenny.
What's up, guys? I'm Colin.
And I am Pat. NFL offseason has came and it's almost gone. 2.5 months to the NFL preseason. And most teams have been pretty active in the trade market. And I think most active in the past 5 years that we've seen. And unlike those other years, it's been big names. Stephon Diggs, Hassan Reddick, Justin Fields, who was a top 10 pick a couple of years ago, Keenan Allen, and many others. But the first guy that I want to talk about today is Kenny's main man, Stephon Diggs, former All-Pro, former Buffalo Bill, is now on the Houston Texans. Mm-hmm. Kenny, how do you feel about that?
Not the greatest. I mean, if you told me this was going to happen a year ago, I would have cried. I would have been weeping, tears all over the place. I would have been.
Man?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, interesting.
From right now, I'm not as upset about it. I feel like a second round pick for Stephon Diggs, even like when Keenan Allen got traded for a fourth.
Next year, though.
I know,
That's
but
fine.
a second round pick for Stephon Diggs, I feel like it's good enough value. Sure, he's a top 5 wide receiver in the league, but I don't know. It bothers me, but it doesn't at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. But getting rid of this cancer, sorry, Stephon, I love you. But getting rid of this man out of our locker room, I feel like it's going to be beneficial to us. I feel like he was very toxic to Josh Allen. Like, you would see clips of him, like, screaming at him on the sideline and everything. And we all saw that post on Twitter or X.
Twitter warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Like so many
Big-time
NFL
Twitter
players
warrior.
are.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing that you mentioned is the cancers. If you knew, like, last year that he was going to be like having an attitude with all the team and posting on Twitter like that, like a child, you wouldn't be that sad. So I understand your take now.
I don't know.
But
I mean, like, I feel like last year he also was being suspicious. Because remember, last year he wasn't showing up to the mandatory mini camps and whatever, the mandatory sessions that they had to go to. And I feel like Stephon Diggs just doesn't have the attitude that he needs to have to be successful on our team.
So Colin, how do you feel that attitude is going to work on the new and improved Texans with C.J. Stroud, great wide receiving core?
Well, the Houston fans better hope it works because they got 3 to 4 more years of C.J. Stroud on a rookie contract, and when you have that, that's like the formula every NFL team wants to follow. I mean, the Chiefs kind of did that with Pat Mahomes being on a rookie contract, and with all that they have, I mean, I think it was a genius move. I mean, at that point, who really cares about the second round pick if you're the Texans right now? You have a great window right now, and I mean, they took full advantage of their momentum that they have going for them.
One thing you're going to hear me say a lot, and I'm kind of confused on it, as I think many are, is the strange trade compensation that we see in the NFL today. 2024 6 and a 2025 5th from the Bills to the Texans just for a 2025
They traded picks to get rid of Diggs.
For a top 10
They traded
wide
away
receiver.
picks to get rid of him. That's just weird. It's weird.
I would have understood it if it was a second this year. But, like,
I don't know.
Are we saying that top 10 players at their position can go for, like, second,
I mean, it just depends how valuable your position is. I mean, obviously the quarterback, you're going to get a lot of value for that. But, like, in today's day and age, the running back, you're getting nothing out of picks-wise for a trade.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later.
Actually. Yeah, but I still don't understand. It makes no sense.
It's weird.
Maybe I just play too much Madden.
Well, that can play a part in it.
With the Bills drafting Keon Coleman, I just feel like he's going to really help that offense grow. Just move on from Stephon. I feel like we're definitely going to see some changes in the Bills. I feel like Josh Allen's going to take a lot more deep shots, as he should, because I feel like that's definitely one of his biggest advantages.
I think that both teams win in this trade.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I would agree.
Texans more than the Bills, obviously. They're getting a great receiver for a small price. Well, not a small price, but smaller than I would think.
Fair, yeah.
But the Bills do remove a guy who was spreading cancer around the locker room and obviously didn't fit anymore.
And he's aging. Gotta count for that.
Texans also made another trade. Joe Mixon for a 2024 7th. Colin, do you think Joe Mixon is worth it, even though he's being released? Do you think that's a good deal? And what about the Bengals?
I mean, running backs in this day and age, they're basically a bag of chips at this point. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I feel bad for them because so many of them have been advocating on social media that they need to be paid more.
Especially last year.
I mean, considering the fact that Joe Mixon was going to be released and they just happened to find that trade last minute, I mean, yeah, that's a good trade. You'd rather get something rather than nothing, but I just don't understand it. He's a good player, and I don't care if he's a running back. If you're a good player, you should go for more than bag of chips and some
But
change.
what about Zach Moss filling this role? Do we really think he's gonna do?
I
like
think Zach
Joe
Moss
Mixon?
is a very underrated workhorse running back that can. I feel like every team he's on, he proves like what he's worth. He shows them.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
was good
He was
on the
on the
Colts
he
and
was
he was
on
good
the
on the
when he
Bills.
was on the Bills. I saw it, but I didn't at the same time. Like I saw explosive carries,
Okay.
but I also saw 2-yard carries after 2-yard carries.
That could be a result of offensive
Yeah,
line, though.
true.
That is true.
Yeah, but I definitely saw it on the Colts, and I think he's gonna be a pretty good running back.
He should be.
But
yeah.
one thing I want to say about Joe Mixon is, do people think that this is like maybe a steal because he's a name? Like he
Oh,
may
I
not
see.
be
Yeah.
good, but people know the name of Joe
That's a
Mixon.
good
Or like
point, yeah.
Joe Mixon got traded for a 7th. Is that like crazy? I feel like he's not that good anymore. I don't know if
He
he's
has
even
been
top
on a downgrade.
15.
For sure.
So do you think he's gonna impact this Texans offense?
Devin Singletary's still on the team, right?
No. Devin Singletary's on the Giants, I believe.
Okay, so it's Dameon Pierce and Joe Mixon. I
Yeah.
just kind of think Dameon Pierce gets a better role.
Really?
I think Dameon Pierce
Maybe.
got kind of taken out of his amazing role his rookie year,
Yeah.
and they said they were going to reincorporate him.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like they owe Joe Mixon anything. They traded him
Not
away for a
yet.
7th round
Yeah.
pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
maybe
like
they
you were
split carries.
saying, that name of Joe Mixon,
Mm-hmm.
That
'Cause-
definitely
Yeah.
carries weight for
Yeah.
sure.
he's been a I'd say top 10 running back over the
Yeah.
past couple of years, definitely. What?
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 You know,
What?
Over the past couple of years,
Are you serious? Joe Mixon What?
What are you talking
Are you
about?
guys
Are you
joking?
disputing that he
What?
should be higher than top 10, or are you saying
No.
he doesn't belong in the
I
top
think
10?
he's like bottom 15, bottom
What?
13.
Are you
over the
kidding
past
me?
like 5 years, five-
Dude, he has not been that good.
Give me 10
Okay,
better running
no,
backs.
hold on. Joe Mixon stats. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know.
I don't. What?
Joe Mixon.
he's been getting worse, sure, but
Last year wasn't a good year. I'll give
Joe
you that.
Mixon's only 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns.
1,000
Is
yards
that-
and 9 touchdowns is top 10. Yes, it is as a running back.
All right, no,
And you gotta-
no. Okay, whatever. Argument for another day, and I will cook both y'all on that.
Oh.
Okay,
But-
sure.
Or at least this guy was a top 10 player at one time in his career.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen was traded
yeah.
for a 2024 4th to the
Chicago
Bears.
bear
So
down.
how do we feel about that trade? Was it? I think this is proper competition.
Ask the
for Keenan
Packers.
Allen.
Well, if you're asking me, I feel like crap. But if you want me to be honest, I think it's great for them because they made the mistake of drafting Justin Fields when he had nobody to throw to.
Whoa. Well, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it
can
was a
get with that. I
mistake.
can get what you're saying.
I'm just saying he had nobody to throw to. And if you're going to draft another quarterback, you better not make the same mistake twice, and they definitely aren't. I mean, they have arguably the best receiving core in the NFL. So.
Yeah. But do you think a 4th-round pick, is the value of Keenan Allen?
I
Yeah,
think he's
for
an
sure.
aging, low-end wide receiver 1, and I think that's proper value.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, I wouldn't go any higher than a 4th, really.
I
don't
mean,
think.
DJ Moore kind of got traded for a lot.
I don't know. I feel like Keenan Allen is... I don't want to say underrated because he's a top 10 receiver, but I feel like he's underappreciated for what he's done for
yeah,
Justin
definitely.
Herbert.
Yeah,
Keenan Allen produces every year.
I can get with that, but like we
Yeah.
said, good players go for not a lot.
Yeah,
these
that's
days.
the NFL trade market for
And
you.
a 4th rounder this year is very important. If it was a 2025 4th rounder, then it would be a different story. But I think that he's got a big contract, and the Chargers obviously were going to cut him.
What are they going to do now?
They-
Yeah,
Their
I mean,
receiver room is...
Quentin Johnson, DJ Chark.
Quentin John. I don't know.
I couldn't
I
name
saw
anybody
those
else.
I don't
drops
know if
last
Quentin
year.
Johnson
I don't know
can
about
catch
him.
a ball.
Yeah.
DJ Chark, he's not Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean,
Justin
DJ
Herbert's
Chark.
on
We'll
the
see what
team,
Herbert can do.
Justin Herbert is on the team, top 5 quarterback, and they're usually a good offense no matter what.
That is true.
But they lost Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. He's not even on the
Yeah.
team now.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
Dude,
be interesting for sure.
and I see people like rating the Chargers like they're really good. I don't.
They
how
never
can they?
really
Compared
were
to
good.
compared
How
to
can
the
they be?
Bears offense, I'm taking the Bears offense. Sure, it's
Easily.
it's being driven by a rookie quarterback, and I get that, but this is one of the best rookie quarterbacks we've seen in a long time.
With the best like class around him ever.
Dude, it's
Well,
ridiculous.
support.
The Dolphins looks pretty good too.
No, I'm saying like he has the best supporting cast that
Oh.
the number 1 pick has had in like.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure,
Flipping forever.
definitely.
It's kind of scary as a fan of a team in the NFC North. I mean, sooner rather than later in the next
Do you guys
3
still have
years.
that win streak? against the Bears?
We do, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's going away.
Yeah,
I think that's over.
It's gonna be a sad
You guys are
day.
gonna split, but
Yeah, we will for sure.
I think
probably.
this trade we have a bona fide winner in the Bears, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get a
Yeah.
really good wide receiver for a 4th round pick.
Well, the Chargers are also getting out of cap hell, kind of. I mean, it's been very rough down there in the.
Yeah, I guess
cap
that's one way to
situation.
look at it, but even Chargers fans know they.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Keenan Allen is in his mid-30s, though, and we all know his window is slowly closing.
But every
Yeah.
Chargers fan would rather have Keenan Allen.
Oh,
On a
definitely. He's
4th
been
round
there
pick.
for forever. I'm sure those Chargers fans are very attached, as I am with Stephon Diggs.
But talking about the guy that Caleb Williams is replacing, Justin Fields, for a 2025 6th rounder. It can be a 4th. It can be a 4th.
It
Based
can
off playing
turn
time.
into a
Which,
4th.
one way to think about it is Justin Fields, he plays amazing. The Bears get a 4th round pick, and they get Caleb
Well, I have a
Williams.
question. Is he going to play?
True.
Is
With
he
Russell
gonna play?
Wilson, I don't know. I
Does
have no
Russell
idea.
Wilson's really bad year, like when you sign Russell Wilson as the Steelers, do you think he's like super bad because of how he's performed
I
the
don't-
last 2 years, or do you
Or
just blame
you
it all
kinda
on the
have to.
Broncos?
Let me give you another situation. Do you sign Russell Wilson to be your actual starting quarterback and control your offense, or do you sign him as a mentor because you know you're getting Justin Fields?
I don't think that's ever guaranteed.
I think
doubt they
I think
do.
they signed Russell Wilson as a starter and then realized we can get a young quarterback who wasn't in a good position with his old team for just a 6th round pick next year. So why not?
Yeah, now he can return their kicks for him, I guess. That's what they're
pretty-
saying,
yeah,
at
That's
least.
another thing, yeah.
Well, if he returns their kicks,
That's
he's
so
gonna be on
disrespectful,
IR.
though. That's so disrespectful.
I think this Pittsburgh offense, whether it is controlled by Justin Fields or not, I think it's definitely going to look better than last year because
Yeah,
I
Kenny
don't.
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett being gone, Kenny Pickett was not the
He has
answer.
Pick in his name
Deontay
for a
Johnson is
reason.
gone as well, so wide receivers may be a
Mhm.
little different.
You get good O-line in the draft. I don't know. I'm always iffy on the Steelers. I really am.
It seems like they're always average. Like, they're never
Yeah.
great.
I don't know.
They're always
With
average.
Big Ben gone,
Yeah. I don't know.
you just have to find that man that's going to fill his shoes, and I do not personally
Here's a
think
question
Justin
for you
Fields
guys.
is filling
Do you
that.
think that Justin Fields overtakes Russell Wilson? I don't.
This
it can,
year?
It can be at week
You mean
1.
like
it
just-
can be at like week 15.
Are
Or
we
do you
talking
think it
about this
happens?
year?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm
Definitely.
going to guarantee it.
Oh.
I'm guaranteeing it.
I wouldn't guarantee it, but I would say probably.
I'm saying by week 10, Russell Wilson is out of his starting role.
By week 10?
By week 10, because
Is it because the
I would
Steelers
agree with
stink,
that.
or is it
I
'cause
just don't see
Wilson
Russell.
stink?
No. This is nothing against Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson, but I don't see him succeeding in that offense. I don't know.
I think that their defense is insane. Their defense is so
Obviously.
good. So I think Russell Wilson probably won't get benched just because they're gonna like stay 500.
decent, yeah.
They
So,
haven't
like,
had a losing season
yeah,
in
yeah.
forever.
Mhm.
So even if Russell Wilson stinks, they're not gonna be like, he's
No,
making us
no.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think he will get benched. Who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe it happens. But one of the guys that I do want to talk about, first good player. I think he's the second best player that's been traded.
Are we
this
moving to the other side of the ball?
year. Yes.
Okay.
Hassan Reddick, one of the two edges that was traded this year for a
Mm.
2026 conditional 3rd round pick.
I know
Joe
you
Douglas.
can talk about this for a
Joe
while.
Douglas with a
Here we go, folks.
hell of a deal.
It's going to be another 5 minutes before
When
I
you're
get
getting-
so enjoy it.
This guy was a DPOY contender 2 years ago. And think about it. He was on the Eagles, who have a stacked defensive line. And when you have 16.5 sacks and then
Oh,
12.5 sacks, you're
But-
getting him for a conditional 3rd rounder?
Another way you can think about it is they were guarding the other people because you have such a stacked D-line to go against.
Sure, whatever. Jets have a stacked D-line. I don't care. Jets have a stacked
Yeah,
D-line.
that's a good. That's,
Then the same thing's going to happen. Hassan Reddick for 2026 conditional 3rd. That's crazy. Think about it. That's not even next year. That's the year after.
yeah.
I think he's the second best player that was traded this.
I mean-
Second best?
That was traded.
That was traded in this whole saga.
Yeah.
I can see it. I mean, if you look at his sack numbers.
I was thinking of Brian Burns, but I
Before
don't
this,
know.
they both said Brian Burns, and I amply proved them
Yeah, I
wrong.
You
kind of
did,
got.
you
I
did,
got
you
shut
did.
up.
But
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
I'm not saying
Brian
Brian
Burns is
Burns-
a name.
definitely. He is a name.
Yeah.
Like
And
Joe
he's
He's a good
Mixon.
player though.
Hassan Reddick, everyone thinks he's. For some reason, everyone thinks he's a lot older than he is. He's 29.
Yeah, I thought he was at least
Deal's
30.
kind of coming to an end, but I've seen reports Jets want to strike a new deal with him. And depending on how much we pay him, I think this could be the second best trade.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're adding to your D line with Hassan Reddick, but you also lost Bryce Huff in the offseason.
That's a big
How
part
do
of
you
it.
feel like that's? Do you think there's going to be a big change?
So the way I look at it is Bryce Huff was born basically with the Jets, and he was developed in a pass rushing scheme where they subbed out players all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if he can go the whole game. We know Hassan Reddick can do that, and that's not how
So you think
Jeff Albrecht works.
losing Huff and gaining Reddick is a win for you?
I think Bryce Huff isn't proven in other schemes, and Hassan Reddick is proven to play
everywhere.
100 snaps, and he's not gonna play 100 snaps. That's not how Jeff Albrecht works at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's to say he's gonna play worse when he's playing less? That makes no sense. If he has more energy, he's probably gonna play better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think our D line's gonna be pretty good. Bryce Huff, sure, he may be good, may not. But I think Hassan Reddick is a great trade, especially for conditional.
And the
stuff.
fact,
I'm just so excited for Aaron Rodgers to come back.
I
am and I'm not because I'm a Bills fan, but
Yeah, you can't say that anymore, huh, Colin?
it's sore subject, okay? Sore subject.
I just want to see what he's actually going to do in this offense. And
I think we'll be good, but that's
you
for
think
another
that a lot of
time.
times.
Now, talking about your guys' favorite defensive end, I guess.
Brian Burns.
Mr.
Not my
Brian
favorite.
Burns for a second-round pick this year.
why did that not click in my head that it was a
This
second
year.
round pick?
The Giants were like,
Yeah.
this guy's amazing.
Oh
We're
my
going to
God.
get
And
him.
they paid him. They gave him a
Oh,
5-year
yeah, that
deal.
contract was big.
And then a 2025 fifth-round exchange.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, do we think that is a robbery by Carolina? When
no,
I say really?
no, I don't. No. Pairing him with Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence, oh my God, that D-line is going to be insane. And I think this is another good move for Carolina because Brian Burns wanted out. I feel like it was pretty clear
Probably,
he just didn't
yeah.
want to stay around that.
They drafted Tyler Nubin, I believe, with the second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be pretty good for them. He's one of the best. He's the best safety prospect in the draft by far.
Yeah.
But I seriously think that's an overpay. A second-round
yeah.
pick this year for a
Definitely.
guy
I
that
mean,
really hasn't
you're-
produced.
Another way to think about it is you get Stephon Diggs for the same value.
Hey, speaking of your
True,
Hassan Reddick
true.
and Brian Burns thing that we talked about, they were on the same team, and Hassan Reddick outperformed Brian Burns.
By how much?
Mm.
I don't know, but I remember looking at it. They were both on Carolina in 2021.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
point.
Brian Burns, in my opinion, he's good, but I think he's a little overrated. And I think this deal's going to bite the Giants in the butt. They're
Really?
investing on the wrong side of the ball.
He has good traits though.
Okay,
like,
no.
he doesn't have the production, but his bend and his ability to get by tackles.
Oh,
is just-
definitely. He can do it all.
Like, his bend
but
is
you can say the
insane.
same thing about flipping Aziz jewelry or whatever. But
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
the
point.
Giants in
Jewelry?
general
I
are just
guess.
investing in the wrong side of the ball.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And I feel like he's also just not going to get a lot of media attention because I just don't see the Giants doing that well this season at all.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
So I don't feel like we're going to hear from Brian Burns a lot at all this season.
Probably not.
And one day you're going to look back at it and you're going to be like, what did we trade Brian Burns for? A fifth? A sixth? A
I don't know
second
about
round?
Oh,
that.
a second.
I don't know
Whoa.
about
Dude,
that.
and imagine Tyler Nubin's like amazing. He's like a top tier safety.
Well,
that would be crazy.
defense
I
wins championships, and I
Yeah.
think that's what the Giants are going for, I
think
guess.
That's their only hope
Hot
at this
take.
point.
Hot take.
Ooh.
Defense wins championships is becoming less and less over the course of the year.
Especially with the new
NFL,
tackling rules.
In the
I think-
NFL, with
yes.
the rules they're giving now,
I think
definitely.
offense
Yeah.
is becoming a lot more important. I mean, it always has.
It
always
is.
has
It's just
been.
more entertaining, and I think that's what the NFL is going for. It's
Just-
what's
Yeah.
more entertaining for the fan.
Good offense beats great offense. I think beats great defense.
Mhm.
Not back in the '90s when you could punch a guy in the face and get a flag, but
Yeah.
nowadays I think it does. And the last trade, at least for me, I believe,
That we're gonna talk
L'Jarius
about.
Sneed,
Yeah.
a top cornerback, for a 2025 third-round pick, and this year's seventh-round pick swaps to the Titans.
Yeah.
Which I think the Titans have been making a lot of deals. Some that I do agree with, some that I don't.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. That's
don't
crazy.
like that one?
Bro, that's an overpay. Are you serious? Calvin Ridley.
It
It's
is.
just kind of weird to see the Titans.
They're
like,
signing
small market.
They think
They're
they're
a small
signing
market.
Calvin Ridley. I know.
It's weird.
I was literally in the gym and my friend said they signed him for like $100 million, and I'm like, are you like, is there sweat in your eye or something? Like, are you serious?
Do we think Will Levis is going to be their franchise?
I think Will
quarterback?
Levis is really good.
Yeah,
I seriously
he
do.
flashed a lot.
I guess.
I think
Yeah.
he's got good traits in improvising and throwing the ball. So, and they got Tyler Boyd now too. So that offense is pretty good.
He's got plenty of weapons. I mean,
Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
That team is pretty good. They may be in cap hell in a couple of years. Who knows?
It's gonna be
But
rough.
L'Jarius Sneed, a top cornerback, and they kind of need someone to solidify that defense, at least in the secondary.
Yeah.
Jerry Sneed is a
Because
guy.
Kevin
definitely.
Byard's gone. He got traded to the Eagles. Caleb Farley, he got cut, right?
Yeah, I believe.
Roger
He
McCreary
wasn't good
hasn't
anyway.
been as much as he's hyped up to be.
He's been decent.
Has there been any other guys?
Let's move from the Titans though, and let's go to the other side of the trade, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are losing a very, very solid cornerback.
Yeah, well, they would have had to pay him anyway.
Yeah, he didn't like agree with any of their philosophy when they were attacking a contract deal. And I think Trent McDuffie, I think that secondary is pretty good. I think Brian
It's
Cook
good
is
enough.
coming into his own.
Yeah.
Justin Reed's been pretty good even when he's kicking the ball. So that's pretty cool. But I see L'Jarius Sneed, top 10 cornerback, yes.
Yes.
But I don't think the Chiefs, I don't think they're big losers in this. They
No.
got a third round
I mean, you
pick.
have McDuffie.
Yeah.
McDuffie is probably one of the best corners
I
in the
mean,
league.
unless you're trading Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, or Chris Jones,
You don't think it's making an impact for
like,
this team?
can you really
Yeah.
be that big
That
of
is
a
true.
loser?
I feel like
Yeah.
just surround anybody with Patrick Mahomes and their offense
I
is
mean,
going to
put
go
me
crazy.
on the squad. I think I might.
Put Colin
I
on
mean,
the
they-
squad.
10
Okay,
receiving
they-
yards and a touchdown. Are you giving me that? I would say so.
They traded a top 10 cornerback, but they have an all-pro in Trent McDuffie. I know it's in the slot, but still, their team is good. Nick Bolton, great linebacker.
Oh,
Leo
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chanel's a really good linebacker.
Mhm.
Joshua Williams is the cornerback that is replacing him. I will be the first to say I don't really know who that is.
Can't say I do either.
So maybe we see Joshua Williams give up a big reception in the AFC Championship, and then we say we were wrong. But I think this Chiefs defense is amazing still.
You're giving me Kevin King vibes right now, and I don't really like it.
Why don't you like it, Colin?
Well, I could tell you a thing or two about that, but I would rather not. And now it is time for our new segment, Zero to Hero. This is where we're going to be showing our biggest losers of the recent week and the biggest heroes of the week, and that can be from any sport, anything really. So, Kenny, you want to give us your zero first?
Oh, my zero.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to go zeros first.
Okay, well, my zero is going to go to the NBA world. Even though we've been talking about a lot of football, I'm going to go to the NBA, and I'm going to talk about Jamal Murray being fined $100,000 for throwing a heat pack in Game 2 of a playoff series against the Timberwolves.
Did he just throw that onto the field?
He just
or
threw
or
it.
onto the court, or at a ref.
Not on
It
a
was just
ref,
on
it
the
was-
court, but-
Yeah, it was just on the court.
He arguably could have gotten suspended.
No, he definitely wanted to throw that at a ref.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Who
NBA
knows?
refs these days, who knows?
If he's gonna he knew when he threw it, he was getting a fine, so he
Oh, yeah.
wanted
But
to make the most.
the big
out of it.
reason I wanted to put this as a loser, or a zero, sorry, is not only just because of Jamal Murray, but like $100,000.
Just for a little incident.
A little incident like that, and this brings me back to something else, like Caitlin Clark's contract. What is it, $2 million?
I don't even know. I
It's
couldn't
not
tell you.
If they had the
Compared to
NBA,
actual NBA players.
if they had the NBA fines, oh my God, they'd be making no
Dude.
money.
That's funny.
It's just absurd.
That is kind of crazy, yeah.
But Pat, you wanna give your zero?
My zero of the week is former WBC middleweight champion Jamal Charlo has been stripped of his championship for, believe it or not, he was DUI, just like so many other people. He was
Shocker.
taken to jail, and his blood alcohol content was registered over 0.15, which is double the legal limit.
Yeah.
He is a two-time champ,
quite a lot.
and he's gone 1,000 days without defending
What's his
it.
name? Jamal Charlo?
Jamal Charlo. He has a brother, Jamel, who's also very good. They're both
Okay.
great boxers.
Let me just ask: is he from the U.S.?
I don't believe.
Because that is a sick last name.
But he is of the African American descent.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure.
That is like one of the coolest American last names.
Yeah,
I've
he's
ever heard.
American.
That's
He's
pretty
American.
badass.
But he was arrested for a DUI after trashing his Lamborghini in a car crash.
So what happened?
He crashed the car, and then they found out he was drunk.
What happened to the other person? Are they okay?
I think he just crashed it into a pole.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Was
Wasn't
it
really-
his own pole or just public property?
He crashed it into a car, but no one was in it. Thank God.
Thank God.
And then 2 cop cars pulled him over.
Mhm. And then
He
Wonder
tried to
why.
leave.
so the boxing association saw this and stripped him.
Yeah,
His
that's
title.
what happens.
I mean,
most
How
of the
how
time
good
when
of
you
a
commit.
boxer is he?
He's 2-time champ. He's lost like Let me see.
How old is he?
He's like 27.
Oh, so he's
He's
still
young.
pretty young.
He's up and
no,
coming.
He's
he's
still
very
young for a
good.
boxer.
He is
Yeah.
very good. And I'm not a big boxer guy,
Me
but
neither,
as
as you
far
can
as
tell.
I know, holy hell, he's undefeated.
Oh.
Oh, wow. It seems
Oh,
like
not
he's
anymore.
seems-
DUI
Can I see?
knocked his
can
butt
I see,
out.
Okay, they can't see, but can I see a picture of this man?
Oh,
Holy crap!
I would never box
Oh
against
my
that guy.
god, he's big.
In what way?
What? Wait, so is he heavyweight? I'm assuming.
No, he's a middleweight.
He is huge. Holy
Yeah.
crap! But
Yeah.
okay, enough about Charlo. Let's go.
And
get
his
on
brother
to-
has one loss, by the way. So
Oh,
they're both
wow.
really good.
Since we're talking about zeros and we like to talk about cars, I guess, I'm going to be bringing up Rashee Rice. I mean, horrible span of time we have going on for him. I mean,
If you're an athlete, don't get in an automobile. That's
yeah,
all.
basically, yeah. That's what we're learning nowadays. But he supposedly assaulted a photographer at a nightclub recently in Dallas, I think.
Wait, this has nothing to do with the car, though, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Well, no, he's had past incidents with a car. I mean,
He hit the
he got an
photographer with the car?
No.
Oh.
He physically assaulted the photographer
Oh,
allegedly.
jeez.
Is that
Poor
worse?
lady.
Also,
I don't know.
He got in a car crash and fled the scene
Would you
earlier.
rather be hit by a car or just like hit really hard?
Is that a question? What?
I don't know.
You want to be hit by a car? Think about it.
Yeah, that's a dumb question, my bad.
Yeah.
This or metal?
As far as I know, you just clapped your hands, not representing your. Okay, whatever.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So Rashee Rice, knowing the NFL, he's gonna be back in a couple.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he's there week 1.
I mean, dude, like the boxing federation stripped a guy for crashing his car, not hurting anyone else. But then when you beat people and
Yeah.
What
hunt
about-
them like
What about
3-1,
baseball? Wasn't there that one player that like did something to
Trevor
his wife?
Bauer.
No, I don't think it was him. There's someone that did something to his wife, and he's been like out of commission for like 3 years because of it.
Now enough about Trevor Bauer. Let's actually get to some exciting things. Colin, let me hear your hero of the week.
Well, I mean, this one, it might not be obvious if you're a hockey fan, but the Bruins...
If you're not a hockey
Well,
fan.
yeah, the Bruins coming back down from 1-0 in the game. They came back, scored the game winner in overtime, and if you don't know, it's sudden death. So if you score in hockey overtime, the
You
game's
win.
over.
And it's important to acknowledge that they almost reverse swept. They were
Yeah.
up 3-1. The Leafs won 2 very important games, forced to game 7.
And it was David Pastrnak with the winning goal. I mean, very well known for, obviously his
Clutch.
heroics. He's a very good hockey player, but yeah,
I mean, that would have been. We could see both Boston teams in the respective
well,
finals.
yeah, that would be
Bruins
nice.
to the
as a
Stanley
Celtics
Cup,
fan.
Celtics to
Boston just always has a good team.
And
Yeah.
then the
No matter
Island.
what.
Think about it. The Islanders are also pretty good. They're in the playoffs right now. And then the Knicks, maybe an Eastern Conference.
Yankees
Yeah.
are looking up.
Yeah, but they're playoffs in for a while.
Yeah, they're
I
playoffs
know,
already.
but
We
I'm
got
just
time
saying.
for that.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I
But
suppose.
Kenny, your hero of the week. Who is it going to be? Your team, maybe?
Well, Patrick, we're going across the pond. We're going
Across
to
the
Dortmund.
pond.
Dortmund beat PSG. Well, for me it was yesterday, but for you guys it might be a couple days now. Beat PSG 1-0, and they will advance to the Champions League final.
Where they're going to get smashed by Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Mats Hummels
Well,
did score the
okay.
goal in the 50th minute. Very clutch.
Center back, by the way.
Let's not rule someone out before it happens, but I just want to say, like, beating PSG, beating Mbappe, that's a pretty big
They
accomplishment.
can never find the right way
Yeah,
to put it
PSG
together.
can
though.
never perform.
They just
I mean,
never
they
win.
couldn't perform with Messi and Neymar on the team.
What are you gonna win with? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess that's why Mbappe's leaving. to be
Yeah.
honest. And he's
Guess
going to
so.
leave to the team that's going to beat Dortmund in a couple days.
All right, Pat, well, let's close with you.
My hero of the week, going back across the pond.
Oh.
We have the Minnesota Timberwolves up 2-0 on the defending champs Denver Nuggets. And Minnesota won both of the games away. And
That's a big
let me
deal.
tell you this fact. The Nuggets have lost 5 games, I believe, in their last
I know your
35
fact. I've heard it.
like
Oh,
their
let 'em
last
talk, let 'em
35
talk.
home games. 2 of them were to the Suns, but they're not relevant anymore.
Insane.
The other 3 to Minnesota. My guy, Anthony Edwards, MJ's son, has been cooking. Jayden McDaniels, amazing. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league right
oh
now,
yeah.
by
I
far.
mean, when you have the defensive player of the year.
I think they have the
Kinda hard
best
not to be.
defensive rating in the league by
Probably.
a lot. So, Timberwolves Celtics. I'm just saying.
Who do we think would win that?
Finals. You want me to give you a finals prediction?
No, if it was Timberwolves Celtics, who do you think would win?
To be honest, I think that Timberwolves.
Okay.
Rudy Gobert is the best defensive player. Anthony Edwards is playing like a man on some type of drug that I can't say.
I get this, but we gotta acknowledge the other team. Nikola Jokic. This man is one of the best centers we've seen in a long, long time. He's unstoppable.
One of the greatest white men of all time, for being real here.
For basketball.
No, just in general.
Oh, just in general,
one of the
okay.
best white males to ever live.
Okay, we just gotta acknowledge, like, come on, it's Nikola Jokic. This man has been dominating the league. He'll find a way. He's getting bored of the league. Don't count him out.
I am, in fact, you heard it here first, I am counting Nikola Jokic out, as I think he's playing some of his best basketball, but his team isn't, as they shot 35% in the last game. Jamal Murray, not really doing what he did against the Lakers. And I think the defensive hustle that they have on that team with all of the Timberwolves players, not just like Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert, I think they're gonna win in 5.
5?
5.
I get 6.
6.
That's a safer option.
I mean,
Nuggets
they
winning
could sweep. You think the Timberwolves, they could easily win the next 2 games. They're at home.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to win in Denver? Extremely hard.
It's hard.
And the Timberwolves just won 2. They won last game by 26 points.
Damn.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
So you heard it here first. T-Wolves win in the finals.
We'll
Maybe that's a little
look at that.
premature, but I at least think the Timberwolves are going to beat the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that'll do it for us, folks. First episode of The Catch.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you for
listening.
tuning in.
Thank you.
You can catch us on the next one.
See ya.